Gospel in New Providence, Bahamas.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Wardrobe provided by Bahari Bahamas. Visit shopbahari.com. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. So it's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's Wellness Wednesday. We're going to be talking about matters that are important to your health and well-being. And I am calling this show today, Taking the Wrong Dog to the Hunt. Why are people dying from COVID-19? I want to encourage you to like and share the heck out of this show. Like and share this show because people need to hear the truth. And you know the truth has a new home. We ain't holding back here. So like and share this show so that everyone, especially your friends and loved ones who are so concerned about, I'm so afraid of COVID-19 and dying. Like and share the show, people. We need to get the word out. We need to get the word out because quite frankly, perhaps, just perhaps, the reason over 2 million people have died around the world, either with coronavirus or from coronavirus, there is a difference. Because if you recall, earlier in the pandemic, we learned that that hospitals were actually guilty of putting COVID on things, on death certificates of people who just died with COVID, as opposed to from COVID, because they were being rewarded financially for doing so. $33,000 per COVID death. And so you went in there with with lacerations from a car accident, but if you missed and had COVID while you had that car accident, COVID was going on your death certificate, even if it had anything to do with you dying or not. So that's the skullduggery that was going on allegedly early on in the pandemic. And so some people are questioning whether the over 2 million who have died around the world, supposedly from COVID, have some of them really just died with COVID, but from other causes. But I digress. That's not what the show is about today. The show today is being called Taking the Wrong Dog to the Hunt. Now, what does that mean? Some of you out there may be hunters. And you may have a dog that you a beloved dog that helps you in the hunting process. So let's say you hunt for ducks or for whatever. There are some dogs that are very, very good in that role of hunting. And then there are some dogs that are not. So let's say poodles, for example. If you're going hunting, might not be a good idea if you took a poodle with you. They're cute dogs and all, but when it comes to hunting, they're not so effective. I think you understand where I'm going with this, right? So could it be that we are seeing the amount of carnage that we're seeing? And I'm careful not to say the high amount of carnage that we're seeing, because $2 million people is a lot of people, but compared to how many people have actually contracted COVID-19 and have survived, the percentage is very, very low. Now, this is just a fact. Okay? So, could it be that the reason why over 2 million people have died around the world is because we have carried the wrong dog to the hunt? Have we carried a poodle to the hunt as opposed to a dog that is bred for hunting? All right, let's just make this as simple as it is. When we're talking about taking the wrong dog to the hunt, the dog that has been taken to the hunt is the conventional medical doctor, pharmaceutical medication, namely right now the vaccine. That's the dog that we have bet on to carry to the hunt against COVID-19. But what we're going to be looking at on this show today is whether or not that was a wise choice. Because whereas the dog that we've taken is really good at certain things, like trauma care, emergency surgery, that kind of thing, I dare say that it's a poodle when it comes to the hunt for viral infections. And this is an opinion. This is based on fact. So that's what we're going to be looking at on the show today. And in this very first clip that I'm going to play, well, first of all, let me set the stage a bit here. You have to understand that one of I would say the main reason why people who die from COVID have died is because their bodies were weakened to begin with. Again, it's a fact. Not Michelle's opinion. It's a fact. They had comorbidities or something else that weakened their bodies to begin with. And so all COVID did was came and tipped them over the edge. But they were already on the edge. Okay? So we cannot have this conversation without examining the pandemic of chronic disease and also examining the treatment of chronic disease by the medical professionals, the conventional medical professionals. Because I dare say that the treatment of chronic disease may have contributed to the death rate from COVID-19. I know what you're saying, Michelle. What kind of madness you talking now? Well, think about this. If treatment of long-term chronic disease, for the most part, does not heal you, but only manage your illness, if it is a situation where the pharmaceutical medications that you've been taking have been actually contributing to weakening your body, then an argument could be made that perhaps that is a contributing factor to the death rate from a viral infection. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so in this very first clip I'm going to play, we are going to be looking at the high cost of chronic disease. Now, the gentleman in this clip is Dr. Peter Glidden, and he's going to be speaking from the perspective of the United States, but understand that we have the same problem here in the Bahamas and really around the world. So let's go to clip number 1.
You're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. So as I lay out these facts, I would like you just to consider the possibility that my perspective is in fact correct. So, the incidence of chronic disease in America, the rise of chronic disease in America is startling. You know that show, Orange is the New Black, right? Well, disease is the new normal here in the United States. 6 in 10 of adults in the United States have a chronic disease. These data from the Centers for Disease Control, by the way. 4 in 10 adults in the U.S. have more than 2 diseases. The leading causes of death and disability and the leading drivers of the nation's $3.5 trillion expenses in annual healthcare costs. By the way, last time I looked, if somebody is spending money, somebody is collecting money. So these numbers are always pitched to you as the cost of medicine, not the profits of medicine. So what this means is that we as a country spend $3.5 trillion a year to the MDs, the insurance companies, and the pharmaceutical industry for the privilege of being sick. They're making $3.5 trillion off of our backs, and while they have been in exclusive control over the development and the delivery of medicine, heart disease, cancer, chronic lung disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, and every other illness is getting worse. Leading cause of death, according to the American Heart Association, heart disease followed by cancer, lower respiratory diseases, accident, stroke, Alzheimer's, etc., etc. However, they left out a data point here. Approximately 784,000 people a year are killed by MD-directed medical treatments. Now, I'm not saying that medical doctors are sadistic or they are intentionally killing people, but the numbers are in. This is what the numbers look like. MD-directed medical treatments inadvertently kill 784,000 people a year, which makes MD-directed medical treatments the leading cause of death in the United States. Again, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death, and since the MDs have been in charge, chronic disease grows. It does not get better. It grows. And this is the new normal, right? Look around. Everybody's sick all of the time. So when everybody is sick all of the time, we think, well, sickness is just an inevitable result of being a human, but it is not. It is an inevitable result of being treated with MD-directed allopathic medicine, which we'll get into the details of in a moment.
Okay, so what he is saying, in case you sort of weren't paying attention or something, is that if the traditional, conventional form of treating long-term chronic illness was so effective, then why is it that disease continues to grow? The incidences of disease. So why is it that obesity is off the charts, out of control? Why is it that type 2 diabetes is, the prevalence is just increasing? Why is it that, you name the ailment, and in spite of the fact that for years we have been told that the traditional, conventional medicine is the way to go. If it were working, why are we not getting any better? Well, I have a suggestion as to why we're not getting any better. And that suggestion is that perhaps we are not being healed from these ailments because pharmaceutical medication is not designed to heal you. It is designed to manage your illness. I want you to understand the difference. It is not designed to heal you. It is designed to manage your illness. So if these treatments were so effective, I would think that we would see a decrease in chronic disease. Instead, we are seeing an increase in chronic disease. You have to understand the reason for that is because pharmaceuticals were not designed to heal you. They are designed to manage your illness. Now, you may ask, well, how is it that they have been allowed to get away with this for so long? I mean, why is it that we put all of our eggs in this one basket because of what the conventional medicine medical professionals say? Why is that? Well, because they have done a really very good job of establishing their position as king when it comes to all things medical. Think about it. When you come with something other than what the traditional medical system says, people look at you like you're crazy. People call you a quack. They say you're selling snake oil. When my question to them is, well, if what they are doing is so good, why are you still sick? So you have to understand that this is a system. This didn't just happen. This was a planned system to convince you that the traditional, conventional medical professional is king, and you are not to question anything that they say. Let's go to clip number 2.
But the reason that diabetes and every other chronic disease is escalating is because we don't have a free medical market. And you know, like the fella said, follow the money. The total cost of diabetes and prediabetes in the United States is $322 billion, which means the insurance companies, the hospital industry, the MD industry, and the pharmaceutical industry profits $322 billion a year on the back of your suffering. Heart disease rates are going up. In some instances, they've leveled off, but more or less, just as many people get heart disease now as ever have gotten heart disease. However, the thing that the MDs are good at is keeping people alive with heart disease, right? So you can have a valve replacement or 2 or 3. You can have a bypass or a double or a triple or a quadruple bypass. You have a heart attack, they'll keep you alive in the emergency room. That's their wheelhouse. So less people are dying from heart disease, at a great expense, by the way, but just as many people are getting heart disease. Obesity, for goodness sakes, it's tripled in the adult population. Well, it's gone up quite a bit. A third of children in the U.S. and a third of adults in the U.S. are obese. And these numbers have been rising dramatically while the MDs have been in exclusive control over the development and the delivery of medicine. The same with Alzheimer's disease. The Alzheimer's disease predictions are biblical and startling, as are the predictions for autism. For goodness sakes. There has been a 600% increase in the prevalence of autism over the last 20 years. A 600% increase in autism, while the MDs have been in exclusive control over the development and the delivery of medicine, to such an overarching extent that you, most likely, have been socialized to believe that everybody except the MD is a back-of-the-bus quack with substandard, dangerous training. Ironically, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, Dr. Benjamin Rush, saw this coming over 200 years ago. And Dr. Rush would be turning in his grave if he saw the status quo of medicine in the U.S. right now. Here's what he said over 200 years ago. To restrict the art of, unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize itself into a dictatorship. To restrict the art of healing to one class of men or women and deny equal privileges to others will constitute the Bastille of medical science. All such laws are un-American and despotic, and that is exactly what happened. In 1912, with the influence of the Carnegies and the Rockefellers, Congress granted the American Medical Association exclusive control over who could and who couldn't call themselves a doctor. Every other medical profession was kicked off of the bus of medicine. The chiropractors were kicked off. The naturopaths were kicked off. The homeopaths were kicked off. The herbalists were kicked off. If you weren't an MD, you couldn't practice medicine. Now, that's 108 years ago. We're fighting back, but my profession currently only licensed and regulated in 20 states in the United States. Does that mean that the laws of nature or science change if you cross a state line? No. It is a turf war exclusively. The pharmaceutical industry and the MDs do not want you to know about my profession. They do not want you to have access to my profession. And inquiring minds would like to know who made the MD king.
Inquiring minds would like to know who made the MD king, especially seeing that the treatments provided, while the treatments have been provided by the MDs, people are still getting sick at increasing numbers. So if this poodle was suited for this hunt, would we not have been doing a better job at catching what we were hunting? I want y'all to think about this, people. This show is called GPS for a reason, Global Paradigm Shift. It's encouraging you to think outside the box. Just think. If this was the right dog for this hunt, would we have seen so many deaths? And I know if you're just tuning in, you're trying to say, Michelle, what does this have to do with coronavirus? Just stick with me. And you will understand. If you ain't get it yet, you will understand exactly what I'm saying here. So much more to come. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. And on the other side, we're going to be going even deeper into the question, did we take the wrong dog to the hunt? Why have so many people died and are continuing to die from COVID-19? Stay with us. This is GPS on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional beauty services. Our state-of-the-art and contemporary equipment creates a relaxing ambiance for you to enjoy while we cater to you. Need a hairstylist? We cater to all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, friendly staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Want to be pampered? Want to be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
Boy, 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 here calamity. Boy, 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 don't want that be me. Let me get this coverage, do it once and for all. Insurance management is who I gonna call.
And Calamity Strikes, we're here to keep you safe and secure. With offices in Nassau, Freeport, Albuquerque, Luther, and Exuma. Insurance management, we cover the Bahamas.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. VTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. Today on this Wellness Wednesday, we're talking about taking the wrong dog to the hunt. Why are so many people dying from COVID-19? And this whole show today is really just shedding some light on the question that so many people either intentionally or just out of, I don't even know what word to use to describe it anymore, but people are just ignoring this elephant in the room. Have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt? Now, you have to admit that from the time we heard about COVID-19 and the pandemic and all this kind of stuff, it often seems as if the MDs, the conventional medical professionals have been guessing their way through. First, they tell you, you don't have to wear a mask. Then they tell you, okay, you got to wear a mask. And then they say, okay, almost a year later, well, maybe you should be wearing 2 masks. And then, listen, mix right up like conch salad. For those of you watching from around the world who don't get that, conch salad is a delicacy that we have here in the Bahamas, and it has a lot of ingredients in it. And when we want to say something is confusing or whatever, we say that mix up like conch salad. The message has been very confusing. You have to admit that. No matter which side of this debate you sit on, you have to admit that it's been very confusing. The message keeps changing. You know, it's like they guessing their way through. And some would say, well, the reason for that, Michelle, it's because this is a new virus and they don't know how to deal with it and they don't know what to expect. And I would say you're right. And maybe it's because they're the wrong dog for the hunt. Let's go to clip number 3.
In the final analysis, medicine is like dogs. Different dogs for different jobs, right? Bloodhounds are good for finding lost people in the wilderness. Labrador retrievers are good for duck hunting, pheasant hunting, right? Goose hunting. Chihuahuas, yeah, I don't know what they're good for. But look, right? It's guaranteed. If you take a Chihuahua duck hunting, you're coming back empty-handed, right? Right. You need the right dog for the right job. Now, your medical doctor, your MD, may be the nicest person God ever created. But your medical doctor is not trained in medicine. Nobody's trained in medicine. Medicine is like a big umbrella under which there hang many disciplines. But the American Medical Association and the Food and Drug Administration only want you to know about the MD branch. They want you to think everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. It's nonsense. Your medical doctor is not trained in medicine. They're trained in allopathic medicine. I'm trained in naturopathic medicine, right? There's chiropractic medicine, homeopathic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, osteopathic medicine, acupuncture, etc., etc., etc. Your MD trained in allopathic medicine, which is an interesting medicine to talk about because in its philosophical roots, it is reductionistic. And this is an important distinction for you to understand. Reductionism argues that if it can't be measured, it doesn't exist. So, since nobody has dissected the soul or the spirit out of the human body, nor seen it with an X-ray, an MRI, or a CT scan, it doesn't exist. So, your medical doctor practicing allopathic medicine is trained to believe that your body is a machine made of parts waiting to break, a biochemical machine waiting to break. There's no such thing as the soul. There's no such thing. Consciousness is a function of the brain chemistry. Consciousness does not exist independent of the brain. The body doesn't really have an inherent ability to fix itself, and illnesses must be managed with drugs. Sorry for the little typo there. This is a very important point for you to ponder. Your medical doctor is trained not to attempt to bring a person into a state of health. They're attempted to manage symptoms with drugs, right? So you get heartburn. Your health isn't restored. Your heartburn is managed with the heartburn drug. Your arthritis isn't eliminated. It's managed. Your asthma isn't eliminated. It's managed, and so forth and so on. This is the new normal. Orange is the new black, right? Everybody is on prescription medications all of the time, and the prescription medications do not bring the system into a state of health. They sweep symptomology under the rug and weaken the system over time. Now, this is in direct contradistinction to holistic medicine. And by the way, every medical discipline on planet Earth, except the MDs and the osteopaths, espouse a holistic medical philosophy. So my profession, the naturopathic profession, Ayurvedic profession, the oldest system of medicine on the planet, the traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbalism, homeopathy, all espouse the holistic philosophy. And holistic medicine argues that the body is a system of interconnected parts. There is such thing as a soul, that it is in fact consciousness exists as separate and distinct from the body. Consciousness inhabits the physical body and brings intelligence to bear on the physical body. Holistic medicine argues that consciousness, the spirit, the spiritual essence of you, and different religions have different names for that, is running the show. Your body has intelligence. Your body grew itself all by itself from a single cell into the magnificent manifestation of you, and right now, your body is orchestrating millions of biochemical processes all by itself outside of your conscious control. Naturopathic Philosophy 101. The body knows how to fix itself. The body wants to fix itself. The body's trying to fix itself. And it therefore becomes the naturopathic doctor's job, the holistic doctor's job, to develop and deliver treatments which support your body's ability to fix itself, i.e. to bring your body into a state of health.
Okay, so I want y'all to understand the difference here. As a certified holistic health coach, we have been trained to understand, as he just explained so well, that your body is the system. And that when you are experiencing symptoms, which we call disease, that is just an indication that something has gone wrong in the system. So as opposed to only focusing on the symptom, we have been trained to focus on the entire system to bring that into alignment, and then the symptom goes away. Now, I want y'all to understand something that he said in that clip. He went by it real quick, and you may have missed it, that many of the treatments that we are receiving from the allopathic reductionist form of medicine actually weaken the body. So not only is it not helping you to heal, it's managing an illness. It's not healing you, but it goes so much further to weaken the body. I will give you just one example. Years ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid malfunction. First, I was overactive. Everything was sped up in my system, so much so that I lost so much weight. I was looking anorexic, and everything was just, my heart would beat real fast. I was always running. Finally went to the doctor, got diagnosed. He said, you have an overactive thyroid. They sent me to Florida to drink a radioactive drink to help slow my thyroid down. Can you imagine that? And I, like an idiot, went and drank it. A radioactive drink. What did that do? It zapped my thyroid so much that it went from being overactive to underactive. So I went from losing weight like crazy, having a heart rate that was like I was running all the time, all these problems with an overactive thyroid, to it being underactive to the point where I started gaining weight uncontrollably, and just, I mean, you know, from one extreme to the next, right? And then the doctor says to me, okay, you've gone underactive now. So what we need to do is we need to put you on this medication that's going to, listen to this now. This medication is going to stop your thyroid from functioning. And what this medication will do is do the job of what your thyroid is supposed to be doing, so that we're ensuring that you get an adequate amount of this hormone, that an adequate amount of function. So it's going to stop your thyroid from working so that the medication can do the job of what your thyroid is supposed to do. Bad enough that the first thing you do is you put me on something that I need somebody to come into the studio for me, please. I need something out of my bag. The first thing you do is you put me on something that helps to destroy the function of my thyroid, right? Then you give me a medication that stops it from functioning altogether. I forgot to plug in my laptop. Then you give me a medication that stops it from functioning altogether, and you say to me, okay, you got to take this medication now for the rest of your life, because this is what's going to function in place of your thyroid. This is the madness of conventional medicine. It's madness. Because you see, they aren't in the job of healing you. You just heard him explain very well why that is. Because as far as they're concerned, your body really isn't designed to heal itself. So as far as they're concerned, their role is to manage your illness. Now, the only problem with that is the pharmaceuticals that they're putting you on are weakening the body. So when you're talking about years and years, I talked to a client last evening who told me that they have been on high blood pressure medication for 40 years. I was like, did you say 40? 40 years taking a medication. So clearly that medication ain't working. All they're doing is managing your illness, and in the meantime, weakening your body. Y'all with me so far? Because you see, I'm telling a story here that's going to bring it home when it comes to this COVID-19. So you are taking these medications, in some case for decades, and slowly but surely, it's breaking your body down. It's because we all know people who want 6 and 7 different medication, because they give you one medication for this, and then that causes a side effect, and now you got to go take another medication to deal with that, and then you got to take another medication to go deal with that, and by the time you know it, you on 6, 7, 8 different medications. And the 8th one is a medication to manage all the side effects from all the medications that you take. Tell me I lie. We be bringing truth to you all today now. See, because you're not hearing this. All you are hearing is, get this vaccine, get this vaccine, get this vaccine. Why aren't they telling us that if your body is weakened from all these years of these pharmaceuticals you've been taking, that even with this vaccine, if your body is weakened, you still are going to have a problem if COVID-19 comes your way? Why are they not telling us that? Why is that not a part of this narrative? Why is it that when you go to get this jab, they don't take you to the person beside them and say, okay, now here is some education on how to strengthen your immune system? Because truth be told, the vaccine only works when your immune system is functioning. Because all it does is helps your immune system to recognize the virus. So if your immune system ain't working, what's the point? Why are we not hearing this? People, I want you to think. Think. Something wrong with this picture. And I'm not asking you to become a conspiracy theorist or be an anti-vaxxer or anything like that, because that's a personal choice. Just understand that taking the vaccine within itself is not enough. You have to have a functioning immune system in order for the vaccine to be effective. So don't go into this thing thinking that this vaccine is the almighty savior sent from above. It is not true. You still need a functioning immune system. And for God knows whatever reason, they ain't telling you that. Why? Have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt? You know, poodles are very pretty dogs. Beautiful little things. They are just so cute. But if you're going on a hunt, I dare say you need to leave that poodle home. And what we have done in this whole coronavirus situation is not only have we left the hunting dog at home, but we have banned the hunting dog for even thinking about going on the hunt, because we are so mesmerized by the beauty of the poodle. That poodle may be cute, but it can't help you in a hunt. So maybe we need to start inviting some other dogs to this hunt, because the poodle clearly ain't working. Y'all understand where I'm going with this? We are so mesmerized by the beauty of the poodle. Oh, these are doctors, and you should listen to what they say. But if they were so right, why have they failed so miserably at getting you well? Now, every time I do one of these shows, I have to say this, because some people slow and they only hear what they want to hear. Doctors and allopathic reductionist medicine have a very important role to play. Okay? When it comes to trauma care, ain't no beating them at that. Okay? When it comes to surgery, when necessary, if you need to, I mean, they are brilliant at putting a heart in somebody, taking a heart from one body and putting it into the next and making it work. That's amazing. Thank God for doctors. Thank God for general anesthesia. Imagine if they had to operate on you and they tell you, sorry, you just gotta, deal with the pain. We can't knock you out or nothing. My God. Thank God for doctors. They play an extremely important role. But I dare say that when it comes to chronic disease and viral infections, they poodles that you take into a hunt. You cannot expect to be successful in your hunt if you've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. And yeah, you become public enemy number one when you come with this kind of message. Oh, you talking foolishness. You're a quack. You're anti-vaxxer. You this, you the next. When all you're doing is telling the doggone truth. Because what they have been prescribing to you for years, 40 years in the case of that client I spoke to last evening, 40 years on a high blood pressure medication, and pressure still ain't no better without that medication. And all that has been doing is weakening the body. So when something like coronavirus comes around, what you think will happen? 68% of deaths worldwide are on account of a non-communicable chronic disease. 68%. In 2017, that amounted to 38 million people. By 2030, that's expected to rise to 44 million people will die from a chronic non-communicable disease, while the MDs and pharmaceuticals are in charge of medication, in charge of healthcare. And let's not forget the insurance companies, which will not insure anything unless it is from the pharmaceutical and MD profession. Go figure. 44 million people by the year 2030 will die from a non-communicable disease, many of them on medication. Why? Because the medication, the pharmaceutical industry is not in the business of healing you. It is in the business of managing your illness. And while they manage your illness, your body is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Because again, they are not dealing with the problem at the source. They're only focusing on the symptom. So while they're managing that symptom, your body continues to degenerate. If I get a headache and I go to the doctor and they give me a painkiller, I feel better. The headache is gone. But whatever caused the headache is continuing to degenerate in my body. So if you're ignoring that and only putting your attention on masking the symptom, how is that helping you in the long run? So the question we're asking today is, have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt? Have we gone hunting with a poodle just because it's pretty? That's the question we're asking today, y'all. Let me read a couple of your comments. Ian says, we have had a lot of poodles in the hunt for years. All they know is what they have been taught. And what they have been taught. And what they have been taught isn't all there is to know. Ian, go to the head of the class. You get it. That is exactly what I'm saying here today. That's exactly what we're saying here today. Let's see. Alicia says, so true. The idea is to medicate you to death and life has no part in the equation. You know what bothers me? And I'm seeing this more and more. You got people who you're talking to about nutrition and strengthening their immune system and healing as opposed to managing their illness. And they come back at you with, well, I'm a well-managed diabetic. I'm a well-managed this, I'm a well-managed that. And I say, but you satisfied with managing illness? And they ignore you. I have this one person ignored me. I was after him time and time again saying, I can help you to deal with this blood sugar problem. Ignored me. Next thing I know, I'm hearing from them saying, I'm now on dialysis. This was a well-managed diabetic. It goes back to the point that I made, that even though they are managing a symptom, the degeneration in your body continues while they're masking the problem. Because that's all pharmaceuticals do. They mask the problem. Another case in point. Y'all know some years ago I was diagnosed with acid reflux. What did they do? Prescribe Nexium. And I took the Nexium for the first 3 days because Lord knows I wanted relief. I say, you know what? I can take this thing. And then something tell me Google Nexium. And after I Googled Nexium and I saw those side effects, I said, you know what? I'm full of this. I Googled how to become alkaline because I figured my body is so acidic that I'm having acid reflux. I need to figure out how to do this naturally. And that's what I did. Acid reflux completely gone. Now, here's the thing. That was years ago. Had I decided to stay on that route that the doctor told me to take, I would most likely still be taking Nexium every time I had acid reflux, because I never dealt with fixing the problem that caused the acid reflux. So every time I had it, I would have been taking Nexium. That was years ago. Well, now there is in the news how if you have been taking Nexium and have come down with one of these 9 different cancers, you may have a case for compensation. Now they figure out that Nexium causes 9 different forms of cancer. Now, had I decided to follow that doctor's advice, and had I been taking Nexium for all of these years, and had I developed cancer as a result, would I be able to sue that doctor? No. No. Now they have this lawsuit where you could, get compensation, and maybe they're going to go after the pharmaceutical company that produced Nexium. But bottom line is that many of these treatments that they're putting us on actually do more damage than good, but they get a pass. Nobody holding them accountable. Why? And these are questions that we need to ask and answer when it comes to COVID-19. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be looking at this a little closer. Have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt? Stay with us.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood, hey, hey. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, everything you want, Ocean Blue got it. Ocean Blue, friendly and clean, best service you ever seen. Ocean Blue is the best in seafood, yeah. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. Ocean Blue Seafood, we are here for you. Ocean Blue Seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Burnett Road. Contact us at 393-2160.
Horton's Car Rental and Auto Sales, Robinson Road and 5th Street, The Grove, is your premium choice for affordable transportation. We have reliable cars at unbelievable prices. Ask about our daily rates, starting at $50, and our weekly rates, starting as low as $280. Call us at 437-4017 or 676-3977. Horton's Car Rental, your premium choice for affordable transportation.
Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy. ABECA focused and Ministry of Education approved, we foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy Schools on Fire Trail and Soldy Roads for more information. Looking for an extraordinary junior For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all. Schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm, and it's a Wellness Wednesday show. Today we're talking about whether or not we've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. Why are people dying from COVID-19? And in case you joined us late, the whole premise of this show is that perhaps we need to re-examine the approach of the conventional medical professional as it relates to the treatment of COVID and all, non-communicable diseases, because that may be a part of the reason why so many people's bodies have been weakened to the point where they are succumbing to COVID-19. Let's face it, the pharmaceuticals, the medical professionals have had a monopoly for a very long time. And as a result, they have done a really good job at convincing us that they are king. They are the ones that have all the answers as it relates to your health and well-being, that you have to listen to them and you have to take the medications that they prescribe if you wish to be well. Well, today I'm challenging that because my question is, if that is true, then why is disease increasing? Why aren't people getting any better? If that were true. And the problem, and we established this in the first hour of the show, the problem is that many of these medications that they are prescribing, not only do they only treat the symptom and mask the real problem of the disease, but they weaken the body in the process. So if you have had years of taking pharmaceutical medications to manage an illness and not heal from an illness, and that has slowly but surely weakened your body, what in the world you think is going to happen when COVID-19 comes around? These are the questions we need to be asking people. I want to read a couple of your comments. Let's see. Paula. Hi, Paula. Paula says, watching from Norway. Wow, that's a long ways away, Paula. Very interesting show. Thank you so much, Paula, for tuning in. Hi, Sabina. Sabina is watching all the way from Minnesota. Good to see you here, Sabina. Let's see who else is online. Georgina. Hey, Georgina. Georgina says she's watching from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Thank you guys so much for tuning in from all over the world. Let's see. So Dolly says, yes, ma'am, wrong dog. The average lifetime, I think she meant to say lifespan of doctors is about 65 years. So yes, the meds ain't working for them either. Well, guess what? Remember the doctor who told me I must go drink a radioactive drink? And then after my thyroid crash put me on thyroid medication, he did. These doctors can't keep themselves alive, but they will tell you what to take. And you know one of the things that bothers me? They will medicate you to death. They will medicate you and medicate you and medicate you and medicate you. And then when they can't do nothing else, when your body then break down so much, and there's nothing else they could do, they actually say, well, there's nothing more we can do for you. And they send you home to die. But that's the dog we putting all our hopes in when we go on this hunt. Now tell me if that makes sense. Is it just me, or does that seem kind of stupid? Is it just me, Delton? It ain't just me. Okay. I don't feel so alone. Hey, it don't make no sense. But we ain't supposed to talk about these things. No, Michelle, you're not helping the community by having these conversations. You know, you're discouraging people from taking the vaccine. I ain't trying to discourage nobody from nothing. All I'm doing is giving you information so that you can make an informed decision. That's all I'm doing. Okay? All right, let's read a couple more of your comments, and then we're going to continue with the show. Ian says, NCDs are killing us slowly, and these poodles are just managing the symptoms. If they treat cause, their pockets will have, if they treat the cause, their pockets will have a drastic decline. I will tell you the truth. I have a good friend who's a doctor who believes in nutritional therapy and uses it on himself. And so one day I said to him, you know, it's so encouraging to find a doctor who actually believes in this, because a lot of doctors will actually tell you that's not going to help you, like they helping you. So anyway, I said to him, I said, well, you know, now that I have my certification, why don't you let me work alongside you out of your office? I think it would be great. He looked at me like I was crazy. Michelle, why would I do that? I said, what do you mean? Because I know he believes in nutrition. He said, why would I do that? I said, what do you mean? He says, I make my money when people are sick. Why would I bring you in there? And I was like, wow. At least he was being honest. Okay. Jason says, my wife, after having our last child 21 years ago, was diagnosed with high blood pressure and asthma 21 years ago, and today still on the same medication. I developed a back injury 18 years ago, had to leave the medical field due to my injury and transfer elsewhere, and still on the same medication, the same drugs, and getting worse. Yeah, because they aren't healing you. All I'm doing is masking, symptoms, making you comfortable with your illness, managing your illness. That's all it's doing. And while you are taking that medication, that is slowly but surely weakening your body. So when COVID comes around, and we've heard it from the medical professionals, people with comorbidities are the ones most at risk. That is true. But how they get them comorbidities, or how come your treatments aren't helping to heal them of their comorbidities? These are the questions we need to be asking. So I think it would benefit us to compare the dogs. Okay, let's compare the poodle with the hound dog or the hunting dog, whatever kind of dog it is, right? So what kind of dog should we be taking into this? Well, I think it's important for us to understand what the dogs are good at and what they're not. Let's go to the next clip.
Look, if you have a bullet in your leg, heaven forbid, or a broken bone or a bleeding artery, get thee. Look, if you have a bullet in your leg, heaven forbid, or a broken bone or a bleeding artery, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. So as I lay out these facts, I would like you just to consider the possibility that my perspective is in fact correct. Look, if you have a bullet in your leg, heaven forbid, or a broken bone or a bleeding artery, get thee to the MD, because that's their thing. And oh, by the way, all of the leading innovations in medicine in the last 100 years have been with technology. Better diagnostic equipment, better emergency room equipment, better drugs for surgery, better surgical equipment, surgical procedures. But for chronic disease, let me say it one more time with emphasis, for chronic disease, MD-directed allopathic pharmaceutical centrist treatments do not make people healthy. Oh, by the way, they're the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Why is that? What's the most expensive medicine? It's the medicine that doesn't attempt to cure the condition. And they're the leading cause of death. Well, wrong dog for the hunt, right? Wrong dog for the hunt. But because of the monopoly which has existed for 108 years, You look around, the only medicine practiced in your hospital is MD medicine. The only medicine your insurance pays for, MD medicine. The only medicine that they make TV shows about, MD medicine. The only medicine that they do research on at the university you graduated from, MD medicine. Therefore, it's easy for you to think that, well, the MDs must be better at what they do than everybody else because they're number one. But the reason that they are number one is because they kicked everybody else off the bus. And they've maintained their position at the top with the unimaginable political power and wealth of Big Pharma. And look, thank God for Novocaine, thank lidocaine, thank God for insulin, thank God for the sterile technique and, general anesthesia during surgery. Naturopathic doctors are not against pharmacy. Sometimes it'll save your life and it's necessary. We are against medical treatments which weaken the body over time and fail utterly to bring the patient into a state of health. So, you go down the road of life, you experience a stress which is too much for the body, your body is destabilized and becomes symptomatic, a disease is born. You go to an MD, they have no idea what causes the disease. They have no idea how to cure the disease. So you're given a prescription medicine to manage the disease. And then a couple of years later, it stops working. So they increase the dose or they add a second medicine. And then you get another illness. You get another medicine for that and then another medicine and then another medicine. And then, by the time you're 65 years old, you're in a world of hurt, for goodness sakes. And then, heaven forbid, you experience a virus, you get infected with a virus or a bacteria, and you're going down for the count because your body was weak. Not because you got older, but because you took the wrong dog to the hunt every day of your life. And don't even get me started on medical insurance premiums. What are you paying for when you're buying medical insurance? You're betting that you're going to get sick, number one. And number two, when you do get sick, your medical insurance only gives you access to a type of medicine which manages your symptoms and which weakens you over time. Oh, did I mention life expectancy getting shorter while the MDs have been in charge? It's nuts, for goodness sakes.
It's nuts, for goodness sakes. I love the way Dr. Glidden speaks. What do you call the doctor who finished last in his class? You call him doctor. My point is, they only know what they know. And some of them don't know as much as that. They only know what they know. They only know what they have been trained in. And what they have been trained in is allopathic reductionist medicine. And I can't explain it any better than Dr. Glidden has so far in this show. If you came in late, I highly recommend that once we are done, you go back and watch this show again from the beginning. And I highly recommend that you like and share this show with anybody out there who has a chronic, long-term, non-communicable disease or who is a bit older and is concerned about, the coronavirus and whether or not if they get COVID, it'll take them out and all this. Share this information, people, please. Share this information. Because people need to understand that the key here is to have a good, healthy, strong body. That's the key. And I don't want you to believe the lie that sickness is a normal part of aging. That is not true. Sickness is a result of a degeneration of your body. Your body is degenerating because of several things. Number one of which is you're not adequately getting nutrients in your body. You're not nutrifying your body. So your body is weakened because it doesn't have the building blocks it needs to function well. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. If you listen to my show every Wednesday, you've heard me say that 1,000 times. That's what your body needs to function. So it's not functioning well because you're not getting adequate nutrients. And then you make matters worse by going to this doctor who puts you on a pharmaceutical that weakens the body even further while masking the problem, because all they're doing is making you feel comfortable with your disease, treating symptoms, managing your illness. So no wonder by the time you get 65, you are at greater risk for COVID because your body is tired, broken down, weary, not well. Because number one, you're not nutrifying. Number two, most likely you're eating foods that are further damaging your body. And number three, you've been taking these medications for years that weaken your body even more. This ain't rocket science, people. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. But yet, we put all our hope in the poodle because they pretty. And they have been, they've been to school to make them prance pretty. And so, yeah, I put all my hope in the poodle on this hunt. I don't care how unattractive the hound is. The hound is a better hunter than the poodle when it comes to hunting this particular type of situation. So if you want to be well of a chronic illness, if you want to avoid COVID-19, being very ill from that, then you need to get over the cute poodle just because they're cute. You need to go deal with the hound that may not be cute, but getting the job done. To me, that makes sense. Is it just me? But we are not hearing this. This is not a part of the narrative that they are putting out there. And they are going so far as to try to discredit anyone who comes with this information. I have never seen this degree of censorship as it relates to the censorship surrounding this COVID-19 pandemic. And they say, oh, we're stopping people from putting out false information. No. And don't get me wrong. There's some false information out there. Okay? But they're not just censoring people who put out false information. They censoring anybody who says anything different from their approved narrative, whether or not what you're saying is true. Why is it a problem for me to tell you to strengthen your immune system? Why is that wrong? And if I get the second flag from YouTube for saying that, so be it. I'm telling the truth. We have taken the wrong dog to the hunt, people. And this is why we are coming back from this hunt empty-handed and wondering, well, what next we need to do, because that didn't work. It didn't work because you take the wrong dog to the hunt. Now, here's something else we need to consider. Because of all of that I've just explained, and because of all that Dr. Glidden has said thus far in the show, you need to understand something. Viral infections like COVID-19 do not affect everyone the same way. Again, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Out of all of the people who have contracted COVID, I think 2% or less have died from it. Some have gotten very sick but have beaten it. Others have been asymptomatic and walk around and don't even know they have it. So obviously it's the same virus or a variant of the same virus, but it's affecting different people differently. Why? Why is it that some people get COVID and they just a little bit run down and feel like, some don't even get run down, but you may get a little run down and feel like, oh boy, I need to, I'll probably come down with a flu or something or a cold, and you go, take a day off and sleep. And by the next 2-3 days, you're good to go. And yet some people fighting for their lives. So how is it that one virus can affect one type of person this way and another person that way? These are questions we need to be asking. So let's go to the next clip to hopefully provide an answer.
As we've all been socialized by Hollywood to believe that viral infections are just as dangerous and deadly to everybody who becomes infected, right? The zombie apocalypse. Everybody who gets the zombie virus turns into a zombie within 24 hours, 100%. It's not the way that it is. And by the way, zombies aren't real. That's not how viral infections work. Viral infections wreak havoc in the people whose immune systems were weak. Those are the people who've been compromised. And there are a handful of other things that can weaken the immune system. There's a handful of things that can weaken the immune system, but think about it like this. Really, from the proper perspective, everything makes sense, right? This is my whole mantra, medical perspective. We need it. We don't have it because of the monopoly, right? It's good to be the king, right? When you're the king, you can get away with anything. Imagine that you had 10 people. I had 10 people. And we went on a bus trip to Canada in January. And it's snowing outside and minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cold. What is that Celsius? I don't know. Very, very, very cold. Now, 5 of the people that are with me have on bathing suits and flip-flops. And the other 5 are all bundled up with snowsuits, socks, gloves, boots, scarves, hats, right? They're all bundled up. And we all stand outside in minus 10 degree Fahrenheit snowy weather. Who's going to be affected negatively in that situation by the stress of the cold weather? Who's going to be affected negatively? The people in the bathing suits and flip-flops. It's the same with viral stress. Viral stress hammers people who are weak to begin with or who are unprepared to deal with it. The vast majority of people who have been exposed to the Wuhan coronavirus are asymptomatic because their systems were strong and they could handle it. And this is what needs to be looked at. This isn't a function of a vaccine. There's already something at play here that makes people strong. The vast majority have not been hammered by the coronavirus, and nobody is talking about that. It's all about, the next vaccine. And historically, vaccinations for viral illness have been really ineffective for the population that needs it the most, the elderly. Ineffective. Really bad stats for the effectiveness of an influenza vaccine on the health of the elderly. It's ineffective. Not to mention the risks, and that's the subject of a whole nother video. But nonetheless, what needs to be talked about is what can we do to strengthen the body? What can we do to guard against viral stress? And my colleagues, the medical doctors, they don't have a clue about any of this. And, it's not their fault. They're just not trained in it. I don't know anything about open heart surgery. I'm not trained in it. I don't know how to, surgically remove a knee and put in a fake knee. I don't know how to do that. That's not my thing. It's not my profession's thing. Well, upregulating the immune system of the body to help it deal with the viral stress is not the thing of conventional medical doctors. And that's why myself and my colleagues needed to be brought to this table at day one, but we weren't, and we're not going ever to be, because Big Pharma runs the world.
Big Pharma runs the world, and while they run in the world, you getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Go figure. Something is wrong with this picture. And really what it requires is for you to wake up and start asking questions. And stop just following everything that is being told to you because this poodle has a certain pedigree. Because as beautiful as that poodle is, and as much pedigree as they have, if you take that poodle off to a hunt, you coming back empty-handed. Poodle can't help you. So this is what this show is about today. Have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt when it comes to this COVID-19 virus? Why are so many people dying? And again, I say that it's all relative because if you look at the numbers of persons who have died either from or with COVID-19, because we ain't sure which is which, you see that it is really a very low number compared to how many people have actually beat COVID-19. So why is that number not faring well compared to their counterparts? That's what we're talking about on the show today. And on the other side of this break, we are going to be looking at what you can do to actually regulate your immune system, because you have to get back to the immune system in this conversation as it relates to COVID-19, because even with the vaccine only triggers your what? Immune system to do what it was designed to do. So if that ain't working, no how, even with the vaccine, what you think will happen? Things that make you go, We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Best dress, hats off, looking like I walked out of catalog. Everybody wanna know where I got it from. Catwalk, 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 boutique, where we make fashion statements. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements.
For the latest styles in women's clothing and accessories, visit Catwalk Boutique on Robertson Road East at the Helron Plaza. At Catwalk Boutique, we make fashion statements.
Want to look your best and feel even better? Visit J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa for the ultimate beauty, body, and anti-aging treatments, offering custom colors, haircuts, vegan anti-freeze treatments, silk blowouts, natural and acrylic nails, unisex pedicures, facials and massages, all waxing services, and microcurrent therapies for anti-aging and body sculpting. J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madeira Street. Telephone 326-7863.
For moms-to-be and your little ones, there's Baby Bliss, the baby shower specialist, with the best selection of shower gifts, care items, and gender reveal rentals. At Baby Bliss, we carry only the finest brands to comfort mother and baby. From preemie to 24 months, we are truly the ultimate baby store. Mimi is a new tradition in ladies apparel, featuring fabulous fashions, sizes small to 3X. Look like you just stepped off the runway with trending, stylish selections that bring out the fashionista in you. Making a statement is easy when you shop at Mimi. Visit us both at the Mackey Street.
Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Piratesville, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. And we are on the home stretch now, last half hour of the show. Today we're talking about, have we taken the wrong dog to the hunt when it comes to this COVID-19? Why so many people dying from this thing? Is it because we've taken a poodle on a hunting trip? And shocked why we ain't coming back with nothing? That's what we're talking about today. You know, I got so caught up in this, I forgot to throw out the phone lines. Our phone numbers are 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call if you have a question related to what we're talking about today. And the text number is 828-2543. 828-2543 is the text line. So the number to call. 828-3543, 828-3543, or the text line is 828-2543. I do have a text here. It says, Michelle, where can people find out information about holistic solutions for things like high blood pressure? You know what? I forgot to do it last week, even though I said I would. After the show, I'm going to pin to the top of the official Michelle Malcolm page on Facebook. I will pin the health evaluation link that you can go to and fill out a health evaluation. And then once you fill that out and submit it, the results will be sent to you via email as well as to me. And then I will reach out to you individually to talk about what you need to do. High blood pressure issues is one of the easiest things in the world to fix. So easy to fix. 2 weeks, and that's normal. And I tell you nothing what I hear. I have seen it happen time and time again. Easy to fix. But they would have you on medication for 40 years. Now, I ain't going to go into why that is. I can let you figure that out yourself because y'all ain't stupid and y'all ain't dumb. You could put 2 and 2 together and make 4. So I'm going to let you figure out why they would prefer to keep you on a medication for 40 years as opposed to putting you on some therapeutic nutrition that could have your pressure normal in 2 weeks. You figure it out. I ain't going to say no more than that. Okay, so clearly the answer here is to strengthen your body. Get your immune system working the way it was designed to work. That's the key. And unfortunately, the pharmaceutical industry and the conventional medicine, the conventional doctors, the MDs who have been trained in allopathic reductionist medicine cannot help you with that. And if that is the key to beating the coronavirus, a good, strong, healthy body and a functioning immune system, and they can't help you with that, I would like to suggest that you consider going to the plain looking hound when you're going out on this hunt, because that poodle ain't helping you. It looks nice. It's a pretty dog. But when it comes to this hunt, I dare say it's out of its league. And unfortunately, because of this monopoly that they have enjoyed for over 100 years, you're not going to hear this, especially from them. So they could be guessing on you as much as they want to. They could be practicing on you as much as they want to. They could continue to get really bad results when it comes to long-term non-communicable disease. But that don't matter because they have a monopoly and because they have established and done a very good job at establishing themselves as king. So anybody that speaks differently than that narrative is chastised, is ostracized, is called everything but a child of God, when all you're doing is speaking truth. So the question is, what do you do to boost your immune system? Now, we're going to talk about that in detail, but here are 2 things. Let's go to the final clip that you may not have given consideration as to what could be weakening your immune system.
In a perfect world, people would be educated en masse about what to do to have stronger immune systems. Wouldn't that be a smart thing to do? Wouldn't it be a good idea to teach people how to bundle up before they go out in cold weather? Well, I think that is a very good idea. Some basic things you can do here, by the way. Reducing the amount of sugar that you consume has a dramatic impact on the efficiency of your immune system. There's a part of your immune system called a macrophage. And it's like a little Miss Pac-Man. It goes around chewing up, bacteria and virus and foreign invaders. When there's too much sugar in the blood, the macrophage response time gets slowed down dramatically. It's like seeing somebody break into your neighbor's house. You dial 911 and it takes the cops an hour and a half to get there instead of 15 minutes. Well, hour and a half, that's not good, is it, right? Well, it's the same with the immune system. Too much sugar is going to depress that. Also, guess what your immune system is made from? Protein. It's made from protein. How about that? The recommendation for protein consumption is 50 to 60 grams a day. Now, most people don't get that, especially if you're a vegan or a vegetarian. You don't get anywhere near that. So if you don't get enough protein in your body on a regular basis, guess what's going to be affected? Your immune system's going to be weak. It just is. The whole food vitamin C contained in a lemon has been shown to have a dramatic positive effect against viral stress. There's an herbal extract made from a plant called the olive leaf, right? The olive bush that you get your olives from. That's been proven to interfere with the amino acid pathways that viruses use to reproduce themselves. Wouldn't that be a good thing to take on a regular basis during a viral epidemic? Well, yes, it would be. This and so much more. So much more that my profession brings to the table that people are just blinded to, not because it's bad information, because of the monopoly.
All right. So let's bring you some information that you can use to upregulate your immune system. First and foremost, let's talk about nutrients. You have to nutrify the body, people. Understand that your body, like a car that runs on gasoline, needs gasoline to function. It needs oil to function. You have to give your body what it needs to function. So the gasoline for our bodies to function on are the 60 minerals, the 16 vitamins, the 12 amino acids, the 3 essential fatty acids. That's just a function. And then depending on what you're dealing with, we may add additional support of other nutrients or vitamins or whatever that will specifically address that particular condition. So you see this right here? This is my breakfast, right? In here, I have some spinach, raw spinach. I have a piece of cucumber. I have a piece of tomato and some water. And then I dumped my supplements in here, my I-26 powder, which helps to heal the gut, keep the gut good and healthy. Because remember that your immune system, 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut, in your digestive tract, right? So I have some I-26 powder, hyperimmune egg powder, which is good for healing the gut. I have some glucogel powder, which is good for the bones and joints. And then I have my 90, my Tangy Tangerine, which gives you 57 of the 60 minerals, as well as the 16 vitamins and 12 amino acids. And I also have my Beyond Osteo FX in here, and that gives me my calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which are the 3 minerals that aren't in high quantities in the Tangy Tangerine. And then I popped my EFA, essential fatty acid, omega-3, 6, and 9. I popped that this morning, a capsule, as well as some selenium, which is good for the brain, the heart, the eyes, the lungs, the skin, and it keeps my hair its natural color. That's my breakfast. That is what is nutrifying my body. That's how I start my day. Okay? So you have to put the nutrients into your body to give your body the building blocks to function. Now, that being said, you have to eat well, people. No amount of nutrition will outdo a poor diet. So it's pointless for me to drink this and then go eat a crock conch for lunch. That crock conch would have negated all of the good that I just had by drinking this, because there's no amount of nutrition that can outdo a poor diet. Right? So you've got to eat well. You've got to avoid the bad foods. No gluten. What is gluten? Gluten is found in wheat, barley, rye, or oats. No cream of wheat. No oatmeal, unless it's gluten-free oatmeal, and I haven't tried it. I've seen it. Y'all, the other day I discovered gluten-free breakfast cereal. Oh, my Lord. So good. It took me back to my childhood. I had cereal for dinner the other day. It was so good. So anyway, they have now in the stores gluten-free breakfast cereals, because I had stopped eating cereal because of the gluten. And I found some, and I've really been enjoying that. So thank you to the makers of that. But anything made from wheat, and that's white bread or or wheat bread, anything made from barley, which includes malts, beer. That's why y'all fellas who drink plenty beer got that beer belly. That's inflammation. Your belly's swollen from all of that gluten that you've been taking in. No rye bread or rye products. No oats. Wheat, barley, rye, oats. Very bad news for the gut. Okay, will damage your gut. You want to avoid oils, all oils, and fried foods, because the oil becomes oxidized. The oxidized gets into your body and it causes damage. Okay. You want to avoid corn and soy because they are heavily genetically modified and sprayed with Roundup, which causes cancer. Cancer obviously weakens the body. And guess what? Chemotherapy weakens it even more. Okay. So you want to avoid those. You want to avoid well done red meat. You want to avoid meats that are processed with nitrates and nitrites. All of the deli ham and the deli turkey and the bacon and all that processed stuff that had such stuff injected in it to keep it nice and red. That's killing you. It's weakening your body. So you want to stop eating that. You want to not eat the crispy skin of a baked potato, because once you have baked that potato and the skin becomes a carcinogen, it will cause cancer. So you need to avoid that. And you need to avoid carbonated beverages with a meal. Carbonated beverages are anything with bubbles. Soda, champagne, beer, anything with bubbles. The bubbles are carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide neutralizes the acid in your stomach. And that's a bad idea, because you need the acid to be able to adequately break down what you consume. That's the bad foods. So you have to avoid the bad foods. There is no eating the bad foods and expecting to be well. I don't care how much nutrients you take. It's like pouring gasoline onto a fire you're trying to put out. You have to stop eating poorly, people. And this is a major part of why non-communicable diseases are so prevalent in our country, because we keep eating these foods. Claudette says, what about grapeseed oil? No, Claudette, all oils. All oils are bad because they are oxidized. You see that little air bubble in the bottle? As long as there's an air bubble in that bottle, that oil is being oxidized. And oxidized oil is bad news for your body. So all oils need to be avoided. Margarine, you need to avoid that, because that ain't real food. Margarine is a glorified plastic. So don't eat margarine. You can eat butter. Butter is fine. Butter is fine. I'm not saying that your food should be swimming in butter, but if you want to lightly saute something, use butter instead. Eggs are fine. Real eggs that came from real chicken that were allowed to grow naturally. Free-range chicken. Eggs are fine. And I'm talking the whole egg, not just egg whites, but the whole egg. The yolk and everything is actually good for you. Salt. They tell you, oh, salt is bad for blood pressure. Utter foolishness. High blood pressure is a result of a nutritional deficiency. Okay? Salt is actually good for you because it has minerals, and your body needs minerals. So I personally don't buy the box salt because that has been so overprocessed. I buy the natural raw salt that we get from the islands, or pink Himalayan salt. Pink Himalayan salt can be kind of expensive, so I just buy the raw salt we get from the family islands, and it is very, very good for you. Organic fruits and vegetables, yes, eat those. Organic, preferably, because it's not been sprayed with a bunch of pesticides and herbicides that are causing cancer. Doesn't mean that it has more nutrients. You have to supplement, but at least you're not getting all of the poisons that you would get if you were eating non-organic fruits and vegetables. Rice and beans are fine. Nuts are good with the exception of peanuts. Peanuts are loaded with mold and fungus. We've already covered the red meat. And of course, poultry, fish, seafood, for those of you who do eat meat, should be wild caught and not farm raised. Okay? Now, if you are into gardening, my pastor sent me a video. I wish I had thought about it. I would have played the video on this show for you to see. Longevity has a whole line of organic, agricultural products that can actually put, black salt is good too, Claudette, that can actually put the minerals back into the soil. And whatever grows from that mineral-rich soil, it's ridiculous, the increase in the yield. Oh, man, I wish I had thought about it. I would have, let me see if I could send this to my producer real quick, to see if they can download this real quick so that I can play this for you guys. Because my pastor and his family they take the longevity products, right? I introduced them to that. And I also, my pastor's wife is into backyard gardening. And so I introduced her to the Bloom and Minerals agricultural products that we have. Marisha, I just sent you that video. See if you can get it up for me, please. And she started using it. So he sent me this video yesterday of some cassava that she grew in the back of the yard using the Bloom and Minerals. And this cassava looked like it come from the land of the giants. And it just shows you that this stuff works. So if you are into gardening, you can use the Bloom and Minerals to replenish the soil with the minerals, and then whatever grows from that is mineral rich. Okay? And that's another way to get your nutrients in. But you have to nutrify the body. You have to. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you will find that once you nutrify your body, then all these ailments that you're dealing with, many of them will disappear because your body will finally be getting the nutritional support it needs to function. Okay? So you got to nutrify the body. You got to stop eating the bad foods. Don't do anything stupid that's going to damage your body. So, for instance, smoking is not a good idea. Drinking heavily is not a good idea. You're damaging your body. You're breaking your body down. Understand that all chronic diseases are nothing more than the body degenerating. So you don't want to do anything that's going to speed up that process. Okay? You want to do things that will help your body to regenerate. And that is where nutrition comes in. So, nutrify your body, get sufficient rest. Exercise is always good. Make sure you're drinking adequate water. Cut out all the bad foods out of your diet. And let me just say that not all nutrients are created equal. So the stuff you buy over the counter may be cheap, but chances are your body can't assimilate it because it's made from minerals in their raw state. And the minerals in their raw state can't be broken down by the body. So you only get about 10% of what you see on the label. And then if your body is damaged, if your gut is damaged, you're getting less than that. Delton, let me know when y'all have that. It's ready? Okay. I want y'all, sorry, radio audience, y'all won't be able to see this, but I want y'all watching by Facebook to see this video. This is a cassava that was grown by my pastor's wife in her backyard after using the Bloom and Minerals to replenish the earth that she grew the stuff in with minerals. Go ahead and play that for me.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. This is one tree, one cassava tree. One of them is longer than my husband's leg. The other two, just about as long as his arm. My goodness. Wow. Amazing.
That was the voice of Lady Leila Greenslade, and the gentleman you see there flexing his muscles trying to lift up that cassava is Pastor Ellison Greenslade, my pastor from Bible Truth Ministries. You all see the size of that? That looked like something from the land of the giants. All because she put minerals in the soil in which that cassava grew. Now, the cassava is going to be rich in minerals. Very, very healthy. So if you are into growing your own foods, and a lot of people are nowadays, you can even do something about it by making sure that the soil has been replenished with minerals. And like I said, we have Mary Burrows, so she's just tuning in. You can get Bloom and Minerals, Mary, from any longevity associate. I'm going to, when I get off the show, I'm going to try to remember, I promise I'll remember, to place a link on my official Facebook page where you can take the health evaluation. And if you want to, Mary, you can message me on Facebook. Message me, okay? Private message me through my Facebook page. and I will get some information to you about Bloomin' Minerals. But it's all about the minerals, people. It's all about the minerals, the vitamins, the amino acids, the essential fatty acids. This is what we call the 90 for life. This is what you need to strengthen your immune system, people. And believe me, I ain't here trying to push products because I know some, oh, Michelle and Leon, you're trying to sell products. No, boo. There's a reason I'm as healthy as I am. There's a reason why I have been able to see people with conditions that legally I'm not supposed to say the condition, so I won't, that they completely walk away without those conditions after nutrifying their bodies over a period of time. It works. The stronger your body, the healthier your immune system, the less you will have to worry about COVID-19. This is what the portal is not telling us. Go to the hound. May not be cute, but it's the right dog for the hunt. Nutrify your body, people. Nutrify your body with adequate plant-derived nutrition. If you're into farming, nutrify the soil, the earth, so that whatever you grow from that will be adequate as it relates to its nutrient content, will be more than adequate. That will actually help to nutrify your body even further. All right? Thanks, Claudette. Claudette is one of my clients. And Claudette says, longevity does work. My son uses it. I can't wait to get on it myself. Yeah, Claudette reached out to me about a condition that her son was battling with and was put on a bunch of different medications that weren't making him any better, only worse. And we got him on some adequate nutrition, and he's responding. Because your body was designed to heal itself. And once you understand that, and you give your body the support it needs to do so. See here? If I run on my products, I feel like a Joneser. Like a crack addict who run out of crack. Oh my God, I need to get my products. Because you know what I found? Like, I think I told you guys this story before. A couple of weeks ago, I came down with some kind of bug. And so whatever it was, I figured, okay, I'm going to knock this out quickly. And I doubled up taking my products just to knock it out. But what that did was cause me to run out of my products earlier than I would have. And so I ran out of my products before my next shipment arrived. And I didn't even give it a second thought. And then a couple of days later, I start feeling run down. I'm like, why I feel so run down and so tired? I know I'm over the bug. Why am I feeling so tired? And then it dawned on me, Michelle, you haven't taken your products for about a week. And I was like, well, blow me down. That's what it is. And as soon as my nutrition arrived and I started taking it again, back to my old self. So the stuff works, people. Understand that the vaccine within itself is not a cure and cannot do its job effectively if your immune system is not working well. One does not work without the other. So even if you choose to take the vaccine, which is your personal choice, God bless you, make sure at the same time you are boosting your immune system. Because that's what is really going to make the difference. Make sure you take the right dog to the hunt, people. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. People, please like and share this show. We got to get the information out, people, because the portal ain't telling you all this. They only talking bad, but the hound. Let's get the word out. Get people educated, informed, so that they can make informed decisions about how they go into this hunt. I promise you, if your body is nutrified, if you're eating well, if you're resting, if you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do, you will have a much better fare against COVID-19. I guarantee that. I promise you that. All right? I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me today on GPS. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Have a good day, everybody.